Live from Canada, it's the SSN podcast with your host, Larcher, Colin, Michael, and Liberty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Select Start Network podcast. How's it going, everyone? You can see from the intro, which was correct this time. You eyes do not deceive you. We are the full crew. We are back and ready to fail or, succeed. It depends. Depends what mood we're kind of in right now. Hello, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good.
Very good.
We
functioning.
Yeah, what's going on your part there, Levy boy? Why are you so tired? Why are you all tuckered out?
I'm just tired because I stayed up late last night. But I mean, I do that every night. But I mean, again, not up to a whole lot. I just ordered my Xbox Series S, which is it's like the digital one.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't realize it's like $400 for that one, which is like the pretty good price point for new consoles.
Well,
so
I mean, especially
I ordered that, and
of
course I'm going to. Yeah, exactly. So like the only downside is it's only about 500 gigs of space. So like you basically need a hard drive to actually have a lot of stuff on it. But yeah, I have been stressed about that because it's on back order and I don't know when it's going to show up. So I feel like I spent $400 for it to never show up, even though it's already only been one day. So fun day.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because we're doing a giveaway on the Twitch channel for an Xbox Series S. So it kind of makes me laugh that you bought one.
What? I should have signed up for the giveaway.
I mean, we're not there yet.
Rigged it for me.
We're almost there. I think we need the idea is like the way that we were setting it up is at first I did it very quaintly. I'm like, oh, if we get to like 10 subs, we'll go up to I'll eat the ghost pepper spicy ramen that someone sent me. I'm like, all right, and if we hit that goal, I have a new sub goal, which was like another 10. Yeah, we'll say right now we're at 66%. And it's like if we hit that goal, we'll go up to another one, which is like I'll eat the one chip challenge or whatever the equivalent Canadian version that I can get. And I'm like, all right, boom, we hit that one. I'm like, oh, surprise, bitch. Next one, if we get another 30 subs, I'm gonna give away an Xbox Series S to whoever's subbed. And like that's what's been going on. And in the last little bit, like just from it being announced yesterday, I think we're literally 10 subs away from getting the giveaway set up. So it just makes me laugh. And like this wasn't planned. I had no clue it was buying an Xbox Series S. So I was like, oh man, that is just sweet.
Justin's like, you have to give away yours.
Yeah, I didn't tell you this yet, Lib. But now that you did, I don't have to spend money. That's great. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Damn it!
Thank you for your contribution.
Hey guys, so we finished the giveaway, and the winner is actually one of us. We get the Xbox. Can you believe it? Crazy.
God, it's totally not broken or flawed system.
Right?
But okay, speaking of subs, Michael, you had a question about subs. What's up? Explain this. What's going on? Do you want to be a dom, but you're always a sub? What's going on?
What? No. So I was on Twitch looking at our channel, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw there was these notifications that popped up.
Yeah.
So I looked at it and it said somebody had gifted me a 1 month sub to SSN Plays, and I was like, oh, I wonder how that works. Because I don't know Twitch really that well, besides the fact that I can stream on it. So that was my question. How does that work?
So pretty much what happens.
What is gifted subs?
All right. So I mean, in itself, it's self-explanatory. Is someone has gifted you a 1 month subscription to whatever streamer that they so chose to gift it to you. Most likely, it looks like someone gifted you one. We'll say theoretically to the SSN. Channel, so that's twitch.tv/SSN Plays, where you can go ahead and use your Twitch Prime sub to sub for free and be entered in this draw. Anyways, and that's all it is. If theoretically, we'll say you went and you checked out Call and Play, right? He was streaming. That's twitch.tv/ Is it Colin C. Burns or is it Burnsy8B?
Colin C. Burns.
Colin C. Burns, yeah. So twitch.tv/Colin C. Burns. And let's say you visited the page, even when he was streaming or not, and then you left.
Yeah.
And one of his community members decides to gift a random person of the community a gifted sub. because you visited the page, you are not considered a part of the community, and there's a chance for you to get that furry gifted sub. It could just be randomly gifted to you. It has happened to me multiple times on like Macy J, and Taro, some of these other like bigger streamers within the Siege community that I will watch their videos. Because I go watch their streams every now and then, I will randomly get a gifted sub from them. And that's all it is. You just get a free gifted sub from whoever for whatever.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't a big deal. I was just curious.
Yeah. Sometimes you can also get gifted subs from people you've
No,
never
it is
visited.
a big deal.
I guess.
So in the idea, right? They with
So
the gifted
when
sub.
you were gifted that sub, you go, Justin. Sorry.
I think we're having such a lag issue right now.
How far would Liv?
Yeah, see that there's like Liv started talking, so I stopped talking, and then Liv started stopped talking because I was talking.
Lib, I think you're
I
just
like-
on a massive delay right now.
Am I actually?
Yeah.
Just a slight one.
Okay, hold on.
Oh
Let's
my
figure this
god,
out.
there was like
Let's-
2 seconds before
Yeah.
you guys answered me.
Yeah, so let's figure this out. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to repeat it the moment you hear it. Okay? You ready for that?
Yes.
Oh my god. The word of the day is gaslit. Ooh.
Gaslit.
Yeah, there's literally a 2-second delay. Holy shit!
All right.
Do you
All
want
right. I shall return.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
After
Maybe just
fixing my
do a
internet.
reset. Yeah, that might be all you have to do.
I'll
Alright.
be back. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm not lagging. It's just a.
Oh, you're not
it's just
gone
a
yet.
delay.
Damn it, you're
Okay.
not gone yet. I hit the transition. You're not gone yet. But now it's gone. God damn it. That was all set up. All right. While Mr. Libertron there is figuring out his internet, we can talk trash about him, and that's the best time to do it. So, is he back already?
Oh,
Fuck.
fuck, he's back.
Damn.
Fucker.
I'm glad you didn't hear what we said about it.
Yeah. Oh God, the words we
All right.
exchanged.
Let's do the test again.
All right. The word of the day is camera.
Camera.
Yeah, no, that was better.
It's better, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Welcome to the technical difficulties cast here. Are you running on Wi-Fi, Lib? Is that what's going on?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Running
So
on Wi-Fi.
yeah. All right. So this is the best.
But
we're
it's
gonna get.
usually good.
Yeah, I'm running on Wi-Fi too, and it's fine.
Yeah, but here's the
My
thing:
Wi-Fi
is
sucks.
every now and then, right? Your connection can dip because it is a wireless frequency, and that might cause some latency issues. All right, it's always bound to happen when your upload or your download's a little bit slower because of it. It's like, what is it? If you're on Wi-Fi, you can expect your internet connection to speed to be cut down by half, roughly.
Yeah, well, it depends again on what's in between, what's happening, right?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of issues or factors associated with it. I could look at mine.
I noticed something really weird earlier today. Have you guys ever used Disney Plus's Group Watch? So you can have multiple people watching
Tracy
the same
has.
thing?
Tracy has, yeah. Why? What's up?
It does this really weird thing where if one person is having connection issues and they start to buffer,
Okay.
the other people in the group watch, their whatever they're watching will speed up or slow down to then catch up and match.
What?
So earlier
That's hilarious.
today, Sydney and I were watching Loki, and there's a point in the episode. I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but there was just like this music that was going, and this was the beat, and then randomly it would just start. And the audio started getting really like wavy, and we're talking. So the video and the audio would slow down,
Oh my god.
so it would match it with her, and then
Oh. And then he's.
What is happening?
Oh,
what's happening?
I don't know if you were doing that for
I don't-
comedic effect or something.
I didn't do shit for comedic effect. Why did I cut out?
he's just attacking your internet, see, because you're talking
my-
crap about him.
Yeah, Disney
I've been
heard
having
you talking
such
trash.
shit internet. Yeah, fucking. I was having such bad internet. I had to cancel Running with Dice this week because of my fucking internet.
Okay, so what
Oh
is
my
it? Just
God.
that your provider said, "Hey, the service is gonna get dropped for this day."
So I get home from work and I notice it's off. There's just straight up no internet. Like it connects to the network, but then there just says no internet.
Okay.
So I unplugged the router and replugged it in like a bunch of times, and then I call and it doesn't work. So I call the provider, and they say, okay, yeah, it should be up and running by like 7. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it'll be up and running by 7. No writing with dice, but whatever. 7 rolls around, nothing. 7:30 rolls around, nothing. And at 8, a little after 8, I call them again, and they say, oh yeah, there's actually construction kind of nearby you somewhere, and someone accidentally cut the bell cable. So your entire neighborhood is actually out of internet right now. It should be fixed tomorrow. Like,
oh my god.
So I had to go without internet for like 2 days.
How did that feel? How did that feel to be disconnected? Well, or did you use your data though? Did you use the data on your phone?
I try to avoid using data on my phone because I use a lot of data on my phone anyways, and it's just going to be costing me a shitload of money. But it was weird. Felt disconnected because I couldn't use my computer for anything. Mm-hmm. There were so many times when that night I went to make myself food, and I was like, oh, I can just like sit down, watch the new Achievement Hunter videos. With okay, it's fine. I'll just watch something on Netflix. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'll just watch YouTube. Oh.
Literally, right? Do you guys find that for a lot of us, this is? I mean, I've talked about this years before on the podcast, but like the internet is now our modern TV. Like no matter what it is, right? YouTube, other websites, Netflix, now Disney Plus, Hulu, whatever you want to call it. It's all on the internet now. It literally feels like if the internet goes out for like Tom as an example, right? A fellow cast member here, he had his internet break down for like, I think it was like on Saturday, and he couldn't get it fixed until Tuesday. And he was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Like I had nothing to do. And I'm like you just sit there and like, well, do I read a book? Do I watch an antiquated Blu-ray disc? What am I, a barbarian? Like it is this idea of like, what would you do right now? All right. Boom, like, well, Colin, it happened to you for a second, but like internet drops, it's gone, and they're telling you you're not gonna get service for let's not exaggerate it. Let's say like a week. What would you do to set yourself up for that? How would you?
I'm beating Breath of the Wild again. That's what I'm doing. I immediately thought about something that could take up my time that wouldn't take up the internet.
Here's my question for you.
And that's playing my Switch.
Here's my question for you. Breath of the Wild, do you own it physically or did you digitally download it?
Physically.
Okay. Because Switch had an issue a while ago for me where if you had bought a game digitally and we had lost the internet service, like my son was going to play Mario Odyssey, right? And we lost internet and the game wouldn't let him play it. Like the system would say, no, you need internet connection to play this game.
Yeah. Like
straight up the Switch denied us because it was a digital copy. Think about that. Think about that shit.
I'm just having memories of the thing we filmed for SSN Snaps when we tried to like just play Halo split screen, and for some reason we had the Xbox, we had the Halo MCC, I think it was, and we had 3 controllers, and we couldn't play a game together because it had to be in an online lobby or something.
Yeah, we had to create a custom lobby online, and you had to be connected to do that. But we could all join the lobby, but we couldn't create it.
Yeah, it was like stupid. Just stupid.
I will say it's kind of funny, but my dad, because this has happened before where the internet goes out.
Yeah.
Every single time it does, he busts out the case of Band of Brothers, and he just watches Band of Brothers.
Nice. Until the internet comes back.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, that's fair. That's fair.
I just play Steam games offline. Right? There's some of the Steam games you can play offline without any internet. So I got a bunch of those that I play. Like some of the RTSs, like Empire, Total War kind of ones. I end up doing those for a while.
All right.
That can last me a few hours.
It's hard when you want to get like that, like that background noise of like you're getting food, and you're just like, okay, well, I want to throw something on while I'm eating.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I can't do that. So then you're just like eating like silently. And like,
so
I do that.
Like, thinking, and you're like, wow, this is the first time I've had to think in like 2 years.
Well, here's my thing, right? Like, it's become such a thing in a household where if I'm in the kitchen, I automatically connect my phone to the Alexa, the Echo Dot. And if we're eating supper, I'll just put my phone down and I have it connected. We have a rule in the house, which is you can't use your phone at the dinner table. But if I'm just putting music on, it's the end of it's fine, right? But like that's a thing where it's like I went, like I would just put music on and put my phone to the side and listen to the Alexa Dot. But my problem now is like if I were to lose internet, I'd be like try to connect. Why aren't you? No, wait, stop. No, wait, what? I look up and then Echo has just got that red ring. I'm like, you slut. you fucking
Uh-huh.
slut. Like, of course you're down, of course. And then it's the
Yeah,
idea of
right.
like, do I play it through my phone? The speaker's okay. It's it's not the best. Yeah, but then it gets loud. It gets kind of tingy in your ears, and I'm like, do I want to talk to my family? Is that what I'm gonna do now? Like, gross.
I think that the internet going down really puts in perspective how privileged our lives are compared to like some parts of the world
Yeah.
where we're like, oh man, I can't watch YouTube videos anymore. Oh well, might as well sit in my nice warm house and eat my food that I can have. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Here's
Read
my
a book
God.
that's been sitting on the shelf forever. Meanwhile, people in other countries don't even have a freaking book in the house,
yeah,
right? Like,
exactly. It's like it's like that reality check where you actually need to think for once, and you're like, oh God, I don't like thinking.
All right, let's take it a next step above now. All right, let's go with the situational stuff. All right.
Okay.
So everyone had an answer. Is I go to my consoles. I'll play my consoles. I'll play my stuff offline. Let's take it the next step above that. You lose your consoles for some reason. You cannot play your consoles or PC games. No internet. What do? How do you keep yourself entertained? Look at this.
Am I allowed to do other stuff on me? Yeah, same.
Sorry, what
am
was
I
the
allowed
answer?
to use my computer? Am I allowed to use my computer for other stuff?
No.
Fuck.
That's right. So like your phone,
I'll write in a notebook,
your phone, your computer, your consoles, any electronic entertainment, it's just down for some reason, and it will not go on. That includes TV now, modern day TV.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm picking up a notebook. I'm writing
There it
because
is.
exactly.
I ain't reading.
Well, I'll either read, I'll either write, or I'll play Lego like the stuff that's behind me.
Oh, I don't have my Lego anymore. That's a good idea.
Lego
I
one
bust out the
thing-
Lego.
That's the one thing I was adamant about keeping is Lego because that's one of my go-tos. I can just start building whatever. Right? It doesn't even have to be anything that I finish. It's just something to pass the time sometimes.
So
And then your kids want to play, and you're like, "No, this is my city."
yeah,
Well, I don't finish it because they're gonna destroy it anyways.
So Michael's Will Ferrell from the Lego Movie where he hot glues everything together and super glues it all together. So they can't do anything.
You should see this shelf behind my computer. There's so many things. I'm like, don't touch them. Don't touch that.
God.
Don't touch this.
I found out
But
what would
instead
happen.
of Will Ferrell learning his lesson,
Yeah.
he just Michael just gets pissed off at
just
them.
hoards harder and
That's
harder.
right.
Yells at them.
Oh my god! Yeah, so I found out what would happen with me in that situation, and it happened not that long ago. For some reason, I was away from the computer for a bit. Tracy had found my training equipment again, so I'm like, oh yeah, let's just go ahead. And I'm like, put the pads on. And she's like, yeah, okay, fine. I'm like, let's see if I can remember how to punch and kick and stuff. And it's because not that long ago, I saw a video. Wait, hold on, is Michael cutting out? Is someone cutting out?
Oh,
All right,
Maybe.
I was hearing a lot of, but never mind. All right, we're good.
I was hearing a bit of an echo, but that's
okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh wait, I can hear myself.
Can you hear that too?
Yeah, I just heard myself. I heard myself
You're
talk.
You're echoing a little bit.
How?
God,
Don't understand.
the perfect show.
Yeah, the perfect show. Anyways, and it was because we had just we were going through old SSN podcasts a few days earlier, and it was the episode where it was the end of the podcast where it was Lib and I was showing Lib how to like punch and stuff. One of my favorite things was two things. It was like watching Lib punching for the first time, like when I tried to do the techniques and stuff, and me. Tracy's like, you're lying to him right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you said he was doing a good job. And I'm like, well, it's his first time punching. Like, what do you want? Like, he's doing fine. He was doing fine. And she's like, he put his hand down this. He did this. I'm like, yeah, but it's not that easy, Tracy. Like,
Well, I wasn't in a fight. I was just punching him back.
But then my favorite part was when I asked you to put the pads on the hold for punches. You did two things that fucking broke me. One of them, I gotta take my headphones off. All right, so let's just say I'm here, I'm you. You would have the pads, and instead of having them close, you would do this. You would like back away as far as you can. And then when I would start punching, you would literally just like walk backwards. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And one of the comments that you made,
because I knew you were gonna kick the living shit out of me.
and one of the comment that you made, which broke me, even watching it again, which is like, I'm more afraid of holding the pants than I was punching now. Oh my god. And it was at that moment, I'm like, fuck, like, I really want that gear. Like, I want to train. And Tracy had found it. So that a few days later, she's like, I'm like, hold the pads. She's like, all right. She didn't have the little, the focus mitts that you had. She had the full tie pads, the giant leather ones. And she's like, all right. Like, she's like, this is heavy. I'm like, yeah, well, it'll help you brace for impact. Like, it won't be as bad. And we're punching. We're going slow. Bam, bam, bam. I'm just doing a basic combo. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go a bit faster. She's like, but if you go faster, you're going to hit harder. I'm like, that's, yeah, you're right. You know, jab, cross, hook. And now it's getting to the point where I'm watching her arms go like, I'm like, she's like, I have to stop. I'm like, all right, one more combo. And I'm like, I'm going all out. She goes, what? I'm like, jab, cross. I loaded my hook. Fucking, I swing. And then all you see is her arm just like looks like it's about to rip out its socket.
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
And she's like, all right, we're done. I'm like, yeah, we're done. And I'm like, I remember that I used to hurt people.
You should have been done
that.
before the fucking fin. Why did you finish and move your wife in your training fast?
Look, now we remember that if anything happens,
He's like, okay, I think I'm ready to stop. And Justin's like, fatality.
No, that was a brutality. That was a
This
brutality.
fight right now.
But it just kind of made me laugh because like it brought back these memories of like, this is gonna sound bad, and it's not that I meant to do this. It just happened. I was training. I think this was post fight. I think this is after my first official fight as an amateur fighter. And one of my instructors / friends, he was training other people, and he was getting a little bit show offy with them. Where like he was doing like he'd be like jab, put his hands down, do like the Muhammad Ali, doing this, doing that, and then he would just bring his arm down up, and then I just kind of whip it down. And I'm like, okay, all right, dude, you need to like take a step back here. Like, come on, you can't do that. You can't Donkey Kong smash people. And then we start sparring, and because I fought, he's an experienced individual he couldn't fight because he was prone to epileptic seizures. So the committee would never allow him to fight in a ring because one good knock could trigger a seizure. Yeah. Kids built. He's like he still trains jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. Like if he didn't have that issue, he would be a hell of a fighter type of thing. And we're going at it, and like he's trying to do his whole like dodging by like walking back. It's called I call it the Anderson Silva for anyone who's ever watched Anderson Silva fight in MMA. When he would just back up and do this and just like oh. And he went ahead and he did that with me a couple times. I'm like, all right, it's fine, whatever. And then he goes and he does the overhead hit. I block it, but at the same time, like he hit me / I blocked it. I'm like, fuck, that sucks. And he smirked. And I'm like, all right, kid, fuck this. Like, gloves are off. We're both considered a heavyweight, but I am a true heavyweight compared to this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm not. No, you've crossed the line with me. And my ego got hurt, and I'm like, no. So what I end up by doing is I fake a kick. He goes to check it. I then just walk in and just like, I go jab, cross. I fake the jab. He tries to dodge it. I just cross him right back in the face, and then I start doing my jabs again. And I have very stiff jabs, and I'm just like pop, 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 and then I hit him with a hook. And then he's like, "We have to stop." I'm like, and I stop right at that time. I'm like, all right, let's stop. And he's like, I think. And he stops and he's stumbling. I'm like, are you all right? He's like, I think I have a concussion. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, Troy, like, go sit down, like, come on.
No.
So, like,
oh, no.
So then, like, he sits down.
Did he actually, or did you just rock him?
Here's the thing. I rocked him, right? But here's the thing. The next day, he's like, dude, ever since you hit me, like, I haven't felt good. Like, I threw up in the toilet or whatever. I'm like, Troy, you have a concussion. That's a concussion. So no, I'm fine. He goes to teach class. He just belly flops and has a seizure. And I'm like, okay. Everyone's like, Troy's joking around. I'm like, no, he's not joking. I'm like, we have to roll him to his side. We have to like get him ready. And he has seizures all the time, as fucked up as that sounds. So it was a mild one, but it was enough for him to be like, I'm done for the day. I'm like, yeah, no, you're done. And as he gets up, and like, I had to teach the class for jiu-jitsu at that point, and he looks at me, he's like, you did this to me. I'm like, hey, whoa. He's joking about it. He's like, but usually he's like, you hit me so hard that you gave me a seizure. And I'm like, yeah, but sure, you didn't have your hands up. Like, what do you want for me?
Fucking block next time, idiot.
And like, that's the kind of
The guy
relationship.
stabs me, so I gave him a seizure.
seizing.
Oh my god! But see, that thankfully with Troy, like he could joke
Put your
about that
hands up,
shit.
Troy.
Yeah, well, maybe next time have a bit more defense, motherfucker.
Oh, God. But this guy sassed me. I gave him a seizure.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
It was one of those moments where like I'm like, oh god, I'm really sorry. And he like looks at me, he's like, no one's ever done that to me before. And I'm like, you know, I'm just that good. And then I never fought ever again.
Yeah, I feel that's fair.
Oh my god! But all this stuff, it made me realize, like, if the technology was gone, going back to that. Are you okay, Colin? Are you okay?
I just imagine
So
this is really, really bad. I just imagine you dressed up as a superhero being like, they call me Caesar Fist.
You're just going up to the criminal like, I hope it's stop. Or what? The seasoning. What's the seasoning? A little pepper, a little salt, seizure.
Oh my god. Oh, that was bad.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
Everything he touches turns to seizure.
God damn it, dude. It is this
Oh,
thing
I'm so
that
sorry.
No, dude, that was fucking funny. That was funny. And Troy would laugh at this too. Like, he's the dude who would make fun of his own fucking, like, his own maladies and stuff. But yeah, this idea, this all came from like, man, if technology wasn't here, if I wasn't concentrating so hard on SSN and helping Tracy with the,
You'd give someone a seizure.
I would become a superhero where I would just punch people into seizures. Yes.
I just
But no, it's this idea. I think that I probably would have pushed more and more. Even coming back to London, I would have tried more into training to become a Muay Thai fighter again. Because holy shit, do I miss it. It is one of those things that, again, I am not a built man. I got this. This fucking, I got that, right?
nice.
But that right there is my power. It's my superpower. Because people think that I'm a slow motherfucker until I start fighting. I'm not slow. I'm mediocre. I'm a fast big guy. And I was able to use that and abuse that in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, because people would always think, oh, dude's just gonna fucking like big show Andre the Giant slow choke slam kind of thing, right? It's like, no, bitch. No, this is my world. But I realized that's probably what I've been doing.
It didn't help that you would walk out to the Big Show's song
before
every fight.
Dude, I don't think we ever talked about this. Dude, this is the tangent episode, and I'm fine with this. We have a bunch of other stuff to talk about, but this reminded me, talking about theme songs. My very first fight, I was late to come out because they never played my song. They played some kind of like generic hardcore new metal band, but I was supposed to come out to, and it's because I had it in my earbuds at the time, and this is all I listened to, especially when I wanted to psych myself up for a fight. It doesn't make sense. But as Ninja Sex Party's No Pants Dance, it's technically Twerp's No Pants Dance, but starring Danny Sexbang and Ninja Brian. That's the song that I had in my ear the entire time, and that was literally when I was training for the fights. If they wanted me to get serious, they would put that song on, and I would just fucking, I don't know what it was. There's just the beat, the singing, everything just made me want to like, let's just fucking go. Let's go. And they didn't play that, and I was about like a minute and a half behind the schedule. For everyone's like, why aren't you coming out? The promoter came to the back while I was getting prepped. He's like, get your ass out there right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're playing their music. I'm like, that's not my music. He's like, what? And I'm like, I tell him like my song's No Pants Dance, and he just looks at me. He's like, just get the fuck out there. I'm like, all right. Oh god, yeah.
That's not my song.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Get up there. God damn it.
Well, that's the thing. And like the guy who was playing the music promised me that he's going to get the song. And obviously he never did. So that's why I was so fucking confused when I'm like, what is happening now? Like, I was telling my coaches, I'm like, man, this fucking guy's theme, like, they're letting this guy really milk this. Not knowing that I'm the one who's supposed to be going out right now. Holy shit. But yeah, this is all to say,
Oh, God.
fucking people are in a world where technology went down. That would have been not technology, but like for like a week or a month, that would be the thing that I think I would go back to. I don't know if you guys have, for Michael, it'd be like your Lego collection, like building all that shit up again. Lib, you said you'd probably be writing down a notepad, like creating stories because you have no distractions at that point. What about you, Colin?
I would also probably be writing, and also I keep telling myself I gotta start going back to the gym. I haven't been able to because of work and Twitch streaming and shit, but like...
And COVID.
Probably a combination, yeah, and COVID. But yeah, probably just a combination of writing and going to the gym.
Okay. Yeah, it's it'd be nice,
Yeah,
right,
true.
to be able to have all the time in the world to do what you want. Like, if you could remove one element that's a distraction, oh my god, the endless possibilities. But then that distraction for us, being technology, is a necessity. So it's not a distraction. It's something that we need. It's just, ugh.
Double-edged sword, my friend. Double-edged sword.
Yeah, it really is. It's the ultimate catch-22, right? But what isn't a catch-22 is a message from our sponsor. This episode of you like that, Colin? You like that? I see that grimace.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I felt that in my soul.
This episode of the SSN podcast is brought to you by us, obviously, the Select Start Network, more specifically, patreon.com/Select Start Network, where at $6 US or $8 Canadian, because that's how Patreon works, you can go ahead and subscribe and watch this live, like so many people are, like Lep, Andrew, Will, Tom, because he's a madman and wants to give us money. Thank you, Tom. And get a 10% discount. Interact in specific Patreon-only polls or votes and all that jazz when they appear. If you want to go ahead and support like that way, it's awesome. If you want to support us in other ways, that's totally simple and cool and fine. All you got to do is go to twitch.tv/SSNplays. And you can subscribe with your Twitch Prime sub, which is free for you, and it costs Amazon that precious money, that Jeff Bezos money that he doesn't have anymore. But there's a perk if you go to the twitch.tv/SSNplays and sub to there, because you can be entered into a draw where you can win an Xbox One S. Lib can't because he spent his money already on his Xbox, so he's out.
Damn it!
Also, he's a cast member, and cast
No, you're
members
gonna
can't
win
win.
my Xbox.
Yeah, you'll win your Xbox, buddy. It'll be yours and yours alone. If you want to go ahead and do that, it's totally fine. Twitch.tv/SSNplays. If not, you can just go to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go ahead and just give us a follow, like, and share whatever content we have. It is always greatly appreciated, and we love you for it. So thank you very much. That is the end of the ad roll. Boom.
Nice.
All right. Now, Colin, you had mentioned you wanted to start something, and you got me so interested and so intrigued. But you
Oh,
said
no.
you needed more. God damn it, lost him.
Oh no.
Hold on, let's transition back into the three setup. All right, while Lib tries to figure out what's going on, you can you just tease this idea that you had?
Okay, it's not even like a deep conspiracy theory. It's not even a huge like Big Brother any type thing. It's just one small business thing that I think Google is doing that explains a certain aspect of Google Chrome, basically. So it's I'm not going to go into too much detail, but Google Chrome has one particular feature that is kind of like that people meme on.
Okay.
But I think there's an explanation for it that actually is Google being somewhat shady.
Okay. All right. Now that's a nice little tidbit, which hopefully by next week when we do the free podcast on twitch.tv/SSNplays, because that'll be free weekend. Yeah, at that point we can explore more into it. That'll be nice and fun. You mentioned it, and I'm like, oh my god, like I want to know what this is. Like you literally piqued my interest. I'm like, all right, but for now, we just get a little Loki Lou segue into Loki. All right, anyways,
Nice.
I'm losing my mind. We for those who don't know, who's been living under a rock, Loki's been released now for the past 3 weeks, 3 episodes. Varying qualities per episode. We could talk about a little bit about it. Lib, Colin, you guys have watched, I'm assuming, all 3 episodes by now. Michael is the one that
Don't talk to me, criminal.
I'm sorry, what was that, Michael?
So don't talk to me, criminal.
Oh my god, there it is. He has not watched a single episode. Oh my god.
I saw the trailer.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
That really transfers.
Wow. Yeah, so we can at least talk about the first 2 episodes, spoiler free, because it's been out for 2 weeks. And the third one, we can tiptoe a little bit. around it. But overall, so far, Colin, what are your thoughts on Loki?
Overall, I enjoy it. I enjoy the look, the kind of deeper look into Loki and the expansion that they're doing on the lore about the timekeepers and all that. But I still think there's more to it because I feel like they're gonna have a couple of weird ass plot twists come out.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, there are a lot of kind of boring moments where I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay, I'm kind of waiting for something to happen here. But overall, I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I will say though that they have been saying that this is the most connected to like the movies in the universe in general.
Yeah.
Which, if we all kind of watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I really like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but when you think about how it ties into like the world and the cinematic universe, it's not very much. This one seems like it's fucking astronomical about what it's about, like what they're introducing, what they're leading into, like what they've. Even in the third episode, they bring up a pretty big, important fact about the TVA.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of agree with Colin, where I think there was, especially in that third episode, there was a couple of times I was kind of checking my phone. And I think part of that is that just as viewers, for us, we're not watching it like it's any other TV show. We're watching it like it's part of the big universe. It's got to do these certain things, kind of, which I noticed, like, watching the newest one. It was like, this is a lot of, like, character development, a lot of dialogue between the characters, like, relationship building, looking at their backstories, who they are. And I liked it, but I was also like, but, like, where's Doctor Strange? You know, like, it's like, you know.
Why is the plot not going forward? Like, the plot isn't really.
Which character's Mephisto?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's I don't know, I like it. I mean, to be fair, like, all of the Marvel shows so far, I've enjoyed. I wouldn't say they're the greatest TV of all time, but like this one's on par for me. It's hitting at that level that the other ones have.
Yeah.
I will say, like, the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we got to see like the Captain America suit, all that cool shit was like big fan service. So I'd like to see some of that in Loki.
I think you will. I think
so. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So Tom Hiddleston, I love him. Like, he is one of my favorite actors right now. More of him is always nice. The chemistry between him and Owen Wilson, I think, is super cool. I love it. They're like, oh, like, it's this little bromance that you saw, you know, between
it's
Falcon
a
and Winter
romance.
Soldier. Oh yeah, that is sort of, yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? They also finally said it in canon now that Loki is at least pansexual, I believe, or like the idea he's supposed to be pansexual.
Bisexual, pansexual, something.
Yeah. Like, that's always been the comic book lore, and now they're finally bringing it into the MCU. Is it going to affect anything? No. It's just a little nod to the character in the comics.
Well, to be fair, he is a god.
Yeah, right.
You can't tell me Asgardian gods aren't just fucking everything. Like, that Greek gods were doing that shit. Like, that's just a godly thing to be laying pipe all around.
Loki laying pipe, Jesus Christ.
Laying pipe.
Yeah. It is interesting. I like the idea of the time variance. I wanted episode 3 to have more of an impact than it did. It wasn't a bottleneck episode, but it was clearly a filler episode. Where
it was buffer.
Yeah, it was a huge buffer one. There was a nice callback that they did in that episode, which could put a smile on my face. The only real big issue that I have so far, it's that this is the Loki from Avengers 1, where he was this maniacal maniac who was bent on becoming the ruler of Midgard because he pretty much wanted to torture Thor. That's pretty much like his idea, right? He wanted people to suffer. And then the turnover, just because he saw the real of his death and like his life, made him back into the Loki that we know when Thanos breaks his neck, is a little bit of a stretch. I understand they have to speed it up. They have to speed it up, and I get it. What's up, Lib?
I have a counterpoint.
Okay.
I think that him seeing his relationship with Thor and how he actually progressed as a person was big to him. But I actually think the biggest thing for him was watching the death of his mother.
Oh, yes, 100%.
That was the turning point, I think, for me, because that seemed to be the part that lingered off from, that seemed to be the part that turned back. And I could understand a change of heart with seeing something that dramatic. I do understand where you're coming from of like Avengers 1, he was the main bad guy, and he worked he was pretty freaking evil. So
Yeah.
like that turnaround, but also I think that for me, just as a viewer, I can suspend my disbelief enough to get a more likable and more fun to watch Loki
Yeah.
instead of, because you still know he's gonna do whatever's in his best interest, because that's just Loki, right? That's not,
Well, it
regardless
depends.
of which version it is.
It depends. Well, no, but here's the thing, though. If you're looking post Ragnarok Loki, which is very brief, but post Ragnarok Loki,
Yeah.
he is all about the greater good. Like, he literally sacrifices himself. He tries to kill Thanos to help his brother and his people out. Because he literally says,
Fucking
for
rookie
Asgard.
move, by the way.
Oh my god. But it is this idea of, yeah, I will agree with that. I will accept that counter argument, because it is, they really concentrate on the idea that he knows that his mother is dead now, specifically now, because he sent them there without knowing, right?
Yeah.
He thought he was sending the elves, the dark elves, to Thor, but ends up it was Renee Russo, because I also can't remember her name. So Renee Russo, Loki's mom, and she
Just
gets
Freya.
Yeah,
is it
I
Freya?
guess.
All right.
Thanks. So.
That's typically the mother of
Yeah.
of Norse mythology.
So sure, so that it's Freya, and Freya gets got, and like that moment of just despair and utter like, oh shit, what have I done moment, to see that on his face. Oh god, that made me feel. And someone pointed it out on Twitter that the MCU TV shows sure love putting their actors through emotional wrecking moments. So you have fucking Bucky Barnes, you have Sebastian Stan when he's like at the Wakanda with the fire pit, he's breaking down in tears. You have Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda, fucking reliving the trauma of her dead husband or whatever, her dead lover. And then you have Loki, Tom Hiddleston, having to watch his mother get stabbed, like literally, and he can't do anything about it. Oh my god, dude, that's so fucked up.
When are we gonna do it to Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Make Ant-Man suffer.
Just like there's the Wasp, and then you just see like she's flying around, someone just goes. That's the end.
No.
Right. But I really do like what's happening. It is interesting that Lady Loki is kind of a mix of Loki and the Enchantress, because she has enchantment magic, which is something that is back in the comics, is specifically for the Enchantress, who teams up with Loki. But you know, it's kind of interesting that they're kind of making them all in one. There is a theory,
and her name is Sylvie, which Sylvie is the name of the Enchantress.
Yeah. So who knows? She could end up actually just being the Enchantress and just using the Loki name to fool everyone, right? Somehow. There is a theory what's happening in episode 3. We can't talk about it. We can talk about it another time. But one thing that I want to see in the show, and I know it won't happen, but I would love to have our present day Thor bump into Loki on the show. I think
into variant Loki.
Yeah. So like for some reason, because all these time jumps that are these time universe fractions that Lady Loki, that Sylvie has created. One of them, for some reason, they have to go to that one timeline, and it could even be like a small spoiler for Thor, for Lady Thor, or for whatever. I don't fucking care. Just have a moment where Thor present day, sees Loki, and you have that brief interaction of just like their faces meeting with each other, and like one of them or both of them about to like break down in tears or be super overjoyed or like don't know what's gonna happen, and then you have Loki get pulled out of that scene, and Thor's not gonna understand what the fuck's going on.
I would love for Thor to be like, brother, and be like, so, and then Loki's like, he's like, I don't truly understand what you're doing.
But the emotions hit him though. The emotions hit him nonetheless. You know.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, and Loki gets pulled out of it, and then Thor's just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Or because they literally reference the multiverse of madness in this fucking series, where Tara Strong, as the little clock lady thing, is like, "Oh, if this continues to these fractures we'll create a madness in the multiverse, a multiverse of madness." The Tara Strong character said it, and I'm like, okay, like, do you have to be that much on the nose about it? It's cool, but come on,
Strange is like, I'll handle this.
Like, I am curious, because they keep saying that this is so closely related to the MCU movie universe, how it's going to connect. I am also... There's only 3 episodes left. All right, this is a 6-episode show, and they had one filler/buffer episode. I'm so worried as to the rest of it. Are they just gonna like fucking fly through it? And also, this episode was only like 36 minutes long. The other ones were about 40 to 50. Yeah, it was kind of a
weird timing,
right? And that's the issue with these self-produced shows on these networks that don't have time restraints. They can make it 30 minutes. They can make it an hour long. They can make it an hour and a half long if they want. I kind of miss the consistency of length of episodes a little bit.
Watching interviews. I'll say typically they ask like directors, actors, like for these Marvel shows what their favorite episodes are going to be.
Yeah.
And it looks like Tom Hiddleston said that stuff ramps up in the 4th and 5th episode. So, but that also begs the question about what is the importance of the 3rd episode if it just fills time. Yeah. Like, it's got to heavily relate to what happens in the 4th, or else it'd be like, couldn't we make that a 10-minute part in a different episode instead of a,
I will say that from our perspective, it definitely feels like a filler episode, but maybe when they were making the show, they didn't see it as a filler episode. Because the one thing about episode 3, again, no spoilers, is that it's very light on the action, light on the actual plot of the show development. It's more just a look into the characters and 2 particular characters getting to know each other a lot more. And also, it does have that little kind of twist ending of which I can't stop talking about that part of it. But I feel like from our perspective, it feels like a filler episode just because it was a lot slower paced and a lot less plot development compared to episodes 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. But from the perspective of the people making the show, it was definitely just, okay, we're taking this one episode to focus on real character development, so then the stuff that happens in 4 and 5 and 6 are going to make more sense.
Yeah.
No, I would say if the beginning of episode 4 they quickly resolve any issue they have and move on to something else, then it's a filler episode to me.
Yeah.
But if episode 4 ties into what is happening and stuff, that like, and I understand, like I do agree, like character development is important and having an episode dedicated to it isn't necessarily filler, but it's like from a like a shooting perspective though. The TVA was all practical sets. It was all, crazy plot development, introducing all this stuff. You could tell there was a lot of green screen on. Like, there was a lot of cool sets to this, but there was a lot of green screen for this one. Yeah. And I could understand by them saying, like, okay, let's have an episode just to explore the characters. We'll shoot it a lot on green screen. It'll be one of our cheaper episodes, which... it's tough because visually, VFX wise, it probably was heavier on VFX than all the other ones, but actual set design and actor wise, it was pretty light on all of that. Like you really didn't need a whole lot of the big cast on set for that one. You only needed really 2 of them. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm excited to see what comes forward.
Yep.
And honestly, I didn't hate it. I liked the episode. I will say there was time. The thing was, there's times they were just like walking and like nothing was happening. So that's when I was like checking my phone. But when they were talking, it was interesting and kept me engaged. So
I agree. And there was also a lot of really beautiful shots in this episode because they're on a particular planet and like the sky is all like pink and purple and there's stuff. It's stuff like in the sky and space and it's a fucking beautiful episode. Yeah. The effects are actually really good on it.
The only thing my biggest gripe with the episode, technical wise, is I wasn't a fan of their one shot. The one shot I thought was pretty because it's green screen.
I feel like that was ruined for me because that was the time when I really started to notice the internet like speeding up and slowing down.
Oh no!
That was when it was. I need to go back and rewatch it because that one shot was ruined by Disney Plus's fucking speeding up and slowing down.
Well,
it was a cool shot, but yeah, you could see the green screen.
Well, that's my issue. Is because it's a one shot in a green screen studio, so it's not really. It's all mechanical, right? That's all machine based. It's all like they could fix whatever errors they want in post. They could also hide very easily the not one shots when like something falls in front of the camera. Yeah. Oh wait, that's a new shot. I guarantee it's a new fucking shot because that's what you do, right? In Children of Men. When Clive Owen, that amazing, like, fucking, was it like 7-minute, 11-minute one shot? the moments that they try to hide, they hide the one shot is like they go to either a body covers the camera and then there's Clive Owen there now. I was about to say Owen Wilson. Clive Owen's there now, or and like that's or like they go between the walls.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. There's so many bodies on the floor. You can't have a baby. Wow.
Wow.
I can go get Mater.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, I can go get Nader. Nader and I can fix this problem if we go fast enough. Wow.
Wow.
We just got Michael Caine. Wow.
I'm Michael Caine. Wow. Jesus Christ.
Okay, that
Michael
completely
Michael
unrelated, but
Caine
that
Wilson.
is they're completely unrelated. But that movie has the best last line before dying ever in a movie. Good Children of Men. Michael Caine goes, "Oh, pull my finger," gets shot in the fucking face. It's really morbid.
Yeah.
But it's the best one ever.
Yeah. Jesus
I thought you were talking about Cars for a second. I was like, I didn't know there was a lot of serious deaths in Cars.
I mean, there's something
Damn.
serious in Cars too. That's like I don't want. No, it's a travesty.
No
All right.
spoilers,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
all
Oh yeah.
back
No
to
spoilers
Cars.
for Cars 2. I think we're fine on that one. What is not a travesty, but a travesty? I don't know how to explain this. John McAfee's dead. Like I have no segue for this. Motherfucker, John McAfee is dead. Have you guys read up on this? Do you know what happened exactly?
I've only learned who he is because of your links, where it said John McAfee is dead. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then there was that weird ad. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it was like McAfee antivirus, and then I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, for people who don't know, John McAfee, the creator of the McAfee antivirus software, has passed away, died, I don't know what the fuck you want to say, inside of a Barcelona jail cell.
Yeah, Spanish jail cell.
Yeah, at the age of 75. A lot of people are trying to tie this into like a Jeffrey Epstein-esque kind of like, oh, he's dead. Well, just as the U.S. government was gonna pull him in for tax evasion and all that stuff. And then other people are like, oh, but this one time John McAfee said, if it looks like I'm dead, it's because the government got me. And it's like, but he faked his death. And it's like, oh my God, this is.
Well, he literally had a tattoo that said $ whacked.
Yeah.
So and that was like, oh, this is proof that like I'm never gonna kill myself. So if I'm supposedly kill myself, it didn't happen. I got suicided. I got Epstein.
Like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
But he's like, McAfee, no one cares about you that much,
Yeah.
man.
but this man, I read up.
What did he
on
do?
this.
Why is he in prison?
Okay, there's a lot. The prison stuff is
lot.
because he was getting extradited back to the United States for tax evasion. That's the main thing. But that's not even what is interesting about John McAfee. I sent you that video, that YouTube link that I put into the link dump. That is actually John McAfee. That is him. That is actually the man right there, right? The man, the myth, the legend. He is so batshit crazy that he and if you were to go to his YouTube channel, because that's his YouTube channel, he has multiple videos like this of him doing stuff, saying shit, these weird ass commercials. He was on InfoWars. Like, the man is.
For anyone who doesn't understand, don't know anything about John McAfee, I strongly recommend the YouTube series OKI's Weird Stories, talking about John McAfee. He has a 4-part little documentary about John McAfee's life and just the crazy, insane, batshit way he has lived his life.
Yeah,
and his exploits into politics and money and software and Bitcoin. It's fucking insane.
I will. Here's a glimpse. What's up?
Did he okay, I think this is somebody else, but I don't know why McAfee sounds familiar. Did he move to a foreign country and then try and institute a police state there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking? That was him?
That was him.
Okay, so I have seen stuff.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So, and the dude apparently he has not been a part of the McAfee antivirus company, whatever, McAfee software forever. But he's just, because it's his name, it is synonymous with him, right? But one of his biggest issues, all right, here's a couple of highlights. This is from an Esquire magazine article. You could just search Esquire magazine John McAfee and you'll find it. Because it just talked about with his death. So the trouble started when he headed to south of Belize in 2008, where he founded the company Quorum X, which aimed to produce herbal antibiotics disrupting quorum sensing in bacteria. It basically turned into a meth lab. because in April of 2012, on suspicion of I always pronounce this word terribly, methamphetamine lab, the gang suppression unit in Belize's police force raided Quorum X's research facility, where they confiscated both McAfee's passports and licensed weapons, shot his dog, and briefly imprisoned him for charges of unlicensed drug manufacturing and unlicensed weapons possession were dropped, though. That's just a part of it. It continues, where at one point, I think it was in 2012 also, he was found in bed with a 16-year-old. The dude would have been like 65 at the time. Shit doesn't stop. It just goes on and goes on and goes on. He was a part of a fake inflation of cryptocurrency, which caused a potential cryptocurrency crash because he decided to try to inflate it and make false advertisements about it. The man's faked 2 heart attacks while in prison in Belize. The dude is fucking nuts. He tried to run for the United States as a libertarian nomination in 2020, but then was exiled. Oh my god, because of tax evasion. He then ran all the way, like I said, in like Barcelona, Spain, where he stayed there for a few years until the government tried to pull him in, and then he died in that Barcelonian jail. This is just the cream of the crop. I highly recommend anyone who is interested in this man, at least just a micro bit, to check this history out. I'm even going to post in the chat right now the link to go check it out. It is, the man's insane. If he's still alive. I might believe that the man might still be alive at this point. I don't fucking know, man. Like,
I don't know.
Oh my, Michael,
he is crazy. The guy he's definitely eccentric. Let's put it that. But you don't make claims. Like the guy made a claim a year ago, basically saying that what Colin said. If I end up killing myself in prison, it's because I got Epstein. He'd been tweeting it. His lawyer even stated that his health, state of mind was good in the sense of being in jail and all that stuff. And the only people that are going against it is one Spanish newspaper has basically said, well, he's tried to kill himself before with little proof, right? So you got that going to feed into the conspiracy more. But how do you really know? There's so much misinformation.
75 years old. Like,
yeah.
He's also incredibly
I don't know.
Well, he is incredibly unpredictable, but I don't think... I mean, the guy has had multiple chances, obviously, in his life where he could have just said, well, this is it, right? So... I mean, and he obviously has some form of mental problems.
Yes, yeah.
So like, there's just, why would he do it now? Right?
He's 75 and he's in jail and he's about to get extradited from the government. So why he has nothing left? So I'm just trying to. I want to see the conspiracy web for this so badly.
Yeah.
Do I believe that he's alive? No, the motherfucker's dead. He's dead. Do I believe that the government killed him? No. I believe that I believe, on all honesty, in a Spanish jail cell, a 75-year-old man got ganked, and it looked like it was a suicide. Because that's more believable to me than anything else.
Got ganked?
Yeah.
Did you just use the term ganked?
Like, someone was in jungle. They come out.
Somebody
came
over to his lane, the jungle.
They summoned the Titan and came by.
He's just fucking in heaven. And oh no, never mind. He's not in heaven.
No,
he's in the other place.
The bad place.
He's like, dude, what the fuck? Where's the call-outs, man? What the hell?
Oh my god.
I don't know why. This is just a small tidbit. I always think about like actually dying, and then wherever the afterlife is, it's just like a COD respawn lobby, and you're just yelling at all of your teammates like right away. Like you get killed by cancer, then you get up there, and you're like, "What the fuck? He's won, dude. What the hell,
dude?" I thought you were about to say.
Oh my god.
I thought you were about to say you get respawned into the gulag and you have to fight your way out to get back to Earth.
That would be a better.
Fucking, you spawn in and it's like, oh fuck, it's the noob tube one. Damn it, I'm dead. Fucking, I'm done. I can't do this.
That's why old people die of old age, is because they eventually, they have whatever their dying thing is. They go to the gulag and it's against some like kid who just got into a car accident. They're like,
fucking
"Oh no, I'm
Ninja.
fucking you up, Grandma." This ain't.
It's Ninja. Like, we're playing Fortnite now. Just builds up a thing and just steps on you.
Fortnite kid flossing over your
Yeah.
dead body.
Fuck yeah! Have you guys seen?
Oh my god.
Have you guys seen Ninja?
We respect the dead here.
Yeah, totally. Have you guys seen Ninja recently? By the way, have you seen anything about this dude?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
don't follow anything about Ninja, so
This was fed to me through a YouTube channel called the Score Esports. I think that's what it's called, or the Esports the Score, something like that. Anyways, it's a Canadian esports or just online media news gathering. Full of guys. They're cool. They got some pretty cool articles. They really concentrate a lot on CS:GO and Valorant, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but that's them. They do themselves. But they did do a video essay, whatever you want to call it, on Ninja about his return to Twitch and how he's pretty much turned back into like the prepubescent piece of shit that he was before he left Mixer and stuff, or before he left Twitch to begin with. Because like for people who don't know, when Ninja first started, he wasn't this clean, like, oh, I'm this respectable adult and oh, kids love me and I have all these Red Bull sponsorships and oh my god, money, yay, I'm a good person. He was this piece of shit dude who would play like League of Legends or Dota or Fortnite even back then, and he would just yell and cuss, and like the Call of Duty lobby that you were just referencing, Lib, that was him, but he was streaming it, and that's technically how he got popular to begin with, was because he was this lewd piece of shit kid who would just swear and cuss and scream at the top of his lungs, screaming profanities out. And for some reason on Twitch at the time, that's how you got popular, and people just
that was the market.
Yeah. And he was just that dude who was on that hot game that people were loving at the time, who still kind of do, and that was his claim to fame. And then later on, when he got like the studio and he was getting the millions of dollars and the Red Bull sponsorships and all that, and like he was on Jimmy Fallon and he did the New Year's Eve ball dropping thing, and it was super awkward when he asked the fucking crowd to floss and no one was flossing. And
I
he's like,
see some movement.
oh my god, it was just like, please dude, no one gives a shit about you. Like in the real world, no one knows who you are. But anyways, he has that, and then he gets that like $20 million contract with Mixer, so he leaves Twitch, goes to Mixer, does that for like 6 months. Mixer closes, he comes back to Twitch, and when he came back, he is exactly how he is now, how he was before, where he is cussing and swearing and insulting people, and like he looks like he's taken 6 fucking grams of coke. Like he's so like he looks pale and thin. It's like, are you okay? Like, are you all right now, buddy?
No. Like
the man looks like he's losing grip on reality, and I'm just sitting. I'm like, is this
Jesus?
Is this what's is this what happens? But I'm like, no, because Shroud, arguably I would say the most popular shooter, like FPS guy of all time, Shroud. Everyone loves him. Did the exact same thing. He is making millions of dollars. He had a similar-esque deal as Ninja, but obviously not as big. And when he came back to Twitch, he's still Shroud. Nothing has changed. You know, he has a great house, he has a good kid, he has a cool girlfriend, and he's just Shroud. He like literally nothing about Shroud has changed since even his CS:GO days. The man is just, I don't know if it's just because he's Canadian, and it's just built in for us to be not assholes. Most of us. I'm looking at you, Tom. Most of us, Tom. No, it is this idea of like, I don't. What is causing it? And like the tweets that this dude's been making, where it's like, oh, my wife came at me while I'm playing a game, came to me not wearing a bra under her shirt. Like, okay, first of all, why does that matter? Giving me chips in a PB&J sandwich or something, like, ooh, what a life, right, gamers? And shit like that. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, this man has no connection to his people anymore, and I'm guessing he's trying to get back to his roots to reconnect with people. I don't know. It's just bananas. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
You gotta do it, yes. But...
Oh my god.
Sorry. For being a little
like,
tame. That's super weird.
I don't know. There's so the what internet celebrities are now baffles me. The fact that a bunch of pieces of shit on the internet are popular because they're fighting each other,
Oh my god.
and then
Yeah.
they want to call
Yeah.
themselves real boxers. I know this is
No,
this
we
is
can
a
talk
really
about.
hot take.
Yeah, go for it.
For one sense, I understand that fighting is entertainment, and people will pay to watch two celebrities fight. Like they will.
Yeah.
But to me, it's disrespectful to call. It's one person. We all know who it is who's calling himself an actual fighter. Well, there's a couple of them,
Yeah,
but
Conor
like
McGregor.
I don't know. Like
Oh.
it doesn't take anything. The criteria of being a good person has never truly been a part of being a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like a necessity to be a celebrity, and I think the internet has amplified that even more because now the everyday person who's an asshole can become a celebrity. So it's like
And it's
I don't know. Those
Oh, yeah.
tendencies of not being the greatest people
Which-
in the world can get highlighted very quickly.
Which I want to point this out, all right? It was Mayweather versus which Paul brother was it? Is it Logan?
Logan
Logan.
Paul.
Yeah. So Logan Paul versus Mayweather.
6'3", like 190 pound versus 5 foot,
Well,
like 6
yes,
foot Floyd
but,
Mayweather.
but arguably one of the greatest fighters of all time, like boxers of all time. Mayweather.
Yeah, piece of
is-
shit, dude.
Yeah, piece of shit
Good
dude.
fighter.
Yeah, good. That's exactly right. Right. But a lot of people are like, oh my god, fucking Logan Paul survived all those. Like he went all the way to the end of the rounds and no, he never got knocked out. And then I'm like, okay, let's be real here, okay? Mayweather's like, he's in his 40s or in his 50s. He's fucking retired, okay?
Yep.
This is just a big fat paycheck for him. Win or lose, this is an unsanctioned fight, which means it doesn't affect his record at all. This is a nothing match for him.
Yep.
There is no reason for Mayweather to put effort into this. If Mayweather wanted to, he would have destroyed Logan Paul. Even at his age, the dude has power behind his hands. He has years of technique. Logan Paul has been fighting for maybe a couple of years, and he's been fighting bums, okay? Fucking bums. People who are retired, who are not real fighters, okay? Or a dude who was like an amateur wrestler who then became a coach and he's out of weight. It's like if I tried to fight him. That doesn't mean anything. That's not a notch on your
Yeah.
belt, brother.
Well-
That's like fuck off.
And this is for Jake. Jake started by fighting KSI's
KSI.
brother.
Yep.
Deji. He started fighting him. I think Logan or Jake won. So then Jake moved on to I forget. I think did he go right to Ben Askren after that, or did he fight someone else? I think
No.
he fought someone else.
He might have fought someone else.
Anywho,
But
He
again,
fights Ben Askren, who's a retired wrestler.
yeah.
And then now he's fighting, who's he fighting? Tyrone Woodley, who is a striker and 5 years ago was the welterweight champion, but he's also a retired UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He's not fighting boxers. Like, I'm guaranteeing if he went up against an amateur boxer who's going through the amateur ring right now, he'd get
Yeah.
fucked up. He would get his lights out. But he's not going to fight an amateur boxer because that's not going to bring in money.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for that, but it's annoying. You
But
know?
here's what I
It's
want
like if I were to challenge like a retired football player at basketball, like one-on-one basketball, and
Yeah.
then I beat him because he wasn't the greatest at basketball, and I'm like, well, I am a professional basketball player now. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like I don't know.
It is this idea.
To call yourself a pro boxer is one thing compared to just doing it for the money
Yeah.
and the entertainment value. That's
Yeah.
fine, but I'm sorry, just don't call yourself a fucking
Yeah.
fighter.
All right. I got
'Cause you're not.
I
You're
wanna
not.
pull this
You're a
up.
YouTuber.
Yeah, I want to pull this up. All right, so Tyrone Woodley. I want to look at his. I want to look at this man's record. Okay, first of all, he's 39 years old, so
He's
he's,
got a
an older
decent
gentleman.
Yeah.
But his fucking record is still like this is 19 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw. Okay, the man is still built like a fucking brick house. The dude is just. If theoretically, all right, if they wanted to make this a fair fight, you take Tyron Woodley, you take this Paul garbage individual, you put him in an MMA match. See how quickly things fucking change. All right, where Tyron Woodley can throw kicks.
I don't blame him for not doing MMA
Yeah,
because he's gonna get bodied in any MMA.
but here's the other thing
killed.
though. Tyron Woodley has power behind his hands. He does. All right. he could theoretically knock the fuck out of this dude, and it will look so nice. And I'm not gonna pay for it. I just want to read it in while I'm taking a poo. I want to see it on Twitter that he got knocked the fuck out. The thing that I want to see now is because I know people have been talking about, was it Logan Paul and Conor McGregor? That's like the next big fight that they want to see. And I'm like, okay, stop. You guys need to stop. Conor is, again, not a boxer. He's good though. Conor has skill, and he tried to display some of that against Floyd Mayweather, and he did. They did a pretty good job. He then tried to bring that into the octagon, and he got decimated with leg kicks in the calves, and he forgot that he was in an MMA match. But if you were to take Conor still now, go up against one of the Pauls, I don't care which one, Conor would destroy the fuck out of them, because he would have no respect for them, and hopefully it's not just another big fat paycheck for him, and he would just put this kid in the ground. That's all I want.
Well, and Conor's got that killer instinct too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big part of MMA, is that you can tell when dudes, like, some dudes get up there and like, oh man, I'm gonna kick some ass, like I'm gonna have fun today, and then some dudes get in the ring and they're just standing with their eyes open like that, and that dude's gonna win like 90% of the time, because that man is ready to murder in that ring. They are ready to literally punch someone to death. I don't know why, I just think it would be funny if both Paul brothers fought Israel Adesanya at the same time. I think Israel Adesanya's winning.
Yeah. Nothing can stop.
Do you know, Colin, do you know who Israel Adesanya is at all?
Not a clue. I haven't paid attention to fighting in a long time, so I have no idea.
So he's like the it boy of the UFC right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's like a big anime nerd, and that's why everybody likes him. Like, his nickname is the Last Style Bender, like the Last Airbender, because he knows a ton of different fighting styles. He's very adaptive, but he's got like a personality. Before the one fight, he pulled out the Death Note and wrote the dude's name. Like, not actually, like he did it in his hand, but like he's just this big nerd who just kicks ass. So
one of the
I love him. He's got so much personality, and like,
one of the
I would love to see him fight somebody, because he's got knockout power. So
one of his weigh-ins.
Sorry, what were you saying about the weigh-in?
One of the weigh-ins. He literally, to show like just how like badass he is and stuff, he just walks up while he's getting weighed, whips out a cigar, puts it in his mouth, pretends to light it up, like he doesn't give a fuck. Like, and it's not in the sense the same Conor McGregor style where like he insults the person nonstop. It's nothing like that. It's just he has a showmanship that's not negative towards whoever he's fighting against. It's not that he's plays.
He's just got swag.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see.
He's got so much swag out there in the ring.
Like, he would be an amazing.
There was the one time too. He did. What did he do? I think he did the Rock Lee stance for the Rock Lee versus. He did, like, I forget who he was fighting, but he did the Rock Lee stance, and the dude accidentally was standing like Gara was standing for the Rock Lee versus Gara fight. So like it worked. Like, he's such a fucking like anime nerd. I love him. He was one person I'd love to see knock out a YouTuber. I think that'd be fun. Or Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones versus Jake Paul would be the funniest fight of all time. And we let Jon Jones go on HGH.
Here's the thing. all Jon Jones would do would just poke him in the eye. That's all he would do. He would just fucking Jon Jones.
Damn straight.
Oops. Okay, John, close your hands. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Oops. For people who don't know, Jon Jones is fucking notorious for poking his opponents in the eye, which is highly illegal in MMA nowadays. It's always been, technically, because outgouging was never allowed. But with in MMA, open hand, when you fight, you tend to do this, right? Open hands. And then when you go for a jab, sometimes some people accidentally will forget to close their hand. So they'll just, and then they'll poke you in the eye.
He doesn't forget.
No. He just goes, oops.
He's also notoriously been on HGH for every single one of his fights in the last, like, 10 years. Like, they sign him up for a fight and say, John, don't do HGH. And he's like, I'm not gonna. And then he does the fight. And then after the fight, they're like, turns out he was on HGH. And it's like, well, of course he was. Yeah. He was the last 3 fights.
Don't
let him in the ring, guys. And they're like, well, we'll let you know after.
Didn't they turn over his second win against Daniel Cormier because of that?
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken, so
They've turned over a lot of wins because of that.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. The
But
dude
he keeps getting fights.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting to see what's gonna happen. But we're getting
He
closer.
did have what in his earlier career he had a really nice run of being a good young striker.
Yeah.
He still was a little bit dirty with the eye pokes, but then late into his career he just HGH and then
and
but I mean
cocaine.
Anderson Silva too, like
Yeah.
even they proved Anderson Silva was on HGH at the end of his career too. So like, and I love Anderson Silva. Even with the HGH, I love Anderson Silva. Sorry, okay. I just really like
fine. It's
MMA.
fine.
I'll stop talking.
No, that's fine. No, I love dude. I'm a big dude. You're talking about fucking strike combat. Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, just a couple last things before we wrap up for the post show. A couple of trailers came out recently. One of them we can talk about right now. The Suicide Squad one came out. The newest one. I guess the official trailer is what they're calling it. It's I'm a little bit worried about it now, just a smidge, because they're doing something that makes me give flashbacks, like flashbacks of the first Suicide Squad, where in the first one it was a world-ending thing that needed to be stopped, and what do? You grab villains to do it. And this one, it's the fucking star thing, the thing that technically latches itself onto Superman and gives him that nightmare or that perfect dream sequence, so he becomes immobile for Mogul to come by and beat the shit out of everyone. That's at least to the Justice League Unlimited, I believe, storyline. That's what it was.
Yeah, for the man who has everything.
Yeah, for the man who has everything. Great fucking episode. I would highly recommend people to watch that if they can. But going back to this, it's like a super version of that, and it's out to destroy the world. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But they do give an interesting tidbit in here in the trailer where they talk about how Idris Elba's character, I don't know if it's present time or not, but he put Superman into ICU because he shot him with a kryptonite bullet. So I don't,
which is Bloodsport's big thing.
Yeah,
that he did in the comics.
Now I'm very curious to see if this is what happened present time in that movie, or it's just that they're referencing what he did before. Because if it's more or less that they're referencing something that he did before, then I don't understand why the Justice League doesn't come by, or Superman comes by and destroys the fucking Star Child thing, whatever the fuck it's called, Starro, or I think it's actually called Starro, eh? Yeah. Anyways.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's but if it's more importantly, it is that the reason why we don't have Superman is because he put Superman in ICU. I kind of want to see that shot. I kind of want to see a flashback of Bloodsport taking him out. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I would really like that. I'm not sure if they will.
Yeah.
James Gunn is currently in a little bit of trouble with DC right now because he responded to a comment on Instagram and he said straight up that he doesn't know what lore or what DC universe his Suicide Squad is in. He doesn't know if it's actually even in the same universe as the first one, or if it's in the Justice League one, or the Snyderverse, or the Flashpoint, anything. He has no fucking clue where it lies in the lore.
I mean, I honestly, I prefer that. I know it sounds kind of weird to say. I kind of like that idea because it does leave it open ended, and he could just be teasing. He could be trolling. There's also that.
Bro, he could be. He absolutely could be.
Because it's James Gunn, and he's, for Christ's sakes, he shot an entire thing of having oh my god, I can't remember the character's name anymore. But the dude from Guardians of the Galaxy, the one with the fin that he controls with whistling.
Oh yeah, Yondu.
Yeah. They had literal Yondu behind the scenes shots of Yondu on like set of Avengers Infinity War and stuff. So, but it wasn't true. Obviously, the man wasn't there. Yondu wasn't there. He wasn't in the movie. So it makes me think like he could also just be trolling someone online with this. And if it is, fucking bravo, Mr. Gunn. Bravo.
Yeah, that's fair. Going back to the trailer, I do kind of agree with you that I think that it somewhat worries me that they're doing the whole villains saving the world thing instead of something smaller scale. But I will say, other than that, the trailer does look very good. It looks like it's going to be funny as hell, and there's a lot of like gorgeous, bright visual shots that make. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, it is nice to see. Because,
I will say, like,
what's up?
I was just gonna say, one of the best modern stories for the Suicide Squad. I'm really lagging right now, if you guys can't tell.
No.
But
No,
one
not
of the
at all.
modern stories for the Suicide Squad is is hold on.
For me, that was literally just one of the best stories. Modern stories of the Suicide Squad is
the hook. Will we ever know?
Cliffhanger. Of the
He's gone.
God damn it!
All right. You know what? Let's. This issues are constantly going. We're gonna stop the official part of the podcast here, and then if we can get Lib back, okay, there he is. We'll continue this conversation in the post show. So everyone, for now, we love y'all, and we'll catch you next time. Get ready for the post show. Bye.
Oh my God, bye.